Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Young at Heart, featuring nursery rhymes, stories, songs, poems, Mother Goose, Aesop's fables, Lewis Carroll, limericks, larks, epics, stories of the great operas, and such. To keep us all young at heart, I'm Father James DeLuzio, back in the Polish Fathers Rectory Library here in New York City, again with my book, the Oxford Book of Children's Verse in America. Yeah. Chosen and edited by Donald Hall. Tonight, two poems by Albert Bigelow Paine, born in 1861 and went to heaven in 1937. Little rhyme already beginning there. The first has a wonderful rhythm to it, so get ready to stamp your feet and bounce up and down to the rhythm that I will bestow, or bestowed upon us by Albert Bigelow Paine, you know. Here we go. The Cookie Nut Tree is a tale of the Pillywinks. Take note. Oh, the Pillywinks lived by the portals of Loo in the land of the Pullacum-wees, where gingerbread soldiers and elephants grew on the top of the cookie nut trees. And the Pillywinks gazed at them, wondering how they could get at those goodies so brown. But the ginger men danced on the cookie nut bough, and the elephants wouldn't come down. But along came a witch of the Pullacum-wees. To the Winks she was friendly, I guess, for they said, at the top of those cookie nut trees are some treasures we'd like to possess. And she quickly replied, I can show you the way to obtain all the gingerbread men, and the elephants too, and this verse you may say and repeat it again and again. Pillacum, willacum, pullacum, wee, winkety, wankety, up in the tree, wankety, winkety, tippety top, down come the cookie nuts, hippety hop. Then all of the Pillywinks stood in a row and repeated this beautiful song, till the elephants eagerly hastened below, and the soldiers marched down in a throng. And for many long years by the portals of Loo, the Pillywink people you'd see, enticing the gingerbread goodies that grow at the top of the cookie nut trees. To this very day. And now, if you got into the nice little rhythm, did a few jigs while we were reading that poem, there's more opportunity for dancing, because the next poem is called The Dancing Bear. Ready? Where have you seen dancing bears? Come on, you've seen them. In Disney's cartoons, The Jungle Book, for example. Others elsewhere. Disney parks, Disney World, Disneyland, the Bears Jamboree, I believe it is called. And that's also been on TV. Well, this predates Mr. Disney and the whole Disney organization. And it's lively and fun. Okay, the dancing bear. Oh, it's fiddle-dee-dum and fiddle-dee-dee. The dancing bear ran away with me, for the organ grinder he came to town with a jolly old bear in a coat of brown. And the funny old chap joined hands with me while I cut a caper, and so did he. Then 'twas fiddle-dee-dum and fiddle-dee-dee. I looked at him and he winked at me, and I whispered a word in his shaggy ear, and I said, I will go with you, my dear. Then the dancing bear, he smiled and said, well, he didn't say much, but he nodded his head as the organ grinder began to play over the hills and far away. With a fiddle-dee-dum and a fiddle-dee-dee, oh, I looked at him and he winked at me, and my heart was light and the day was fair, and away I went with the dancing bear. Oh, 'tis fiddle-dee-dum and fiddle-dee-dee. The dancing bear came back with me, for the sugar-plum trees were stripped and bare, and we couldn't find cookies anywhere. And the solemn old fellow, he sighed and said, well, he didn't say much, but he shook his head. Well, I looked at him, and he blinked at me, till I shed a tear, and so did he. and both of us thought of our supper that lay over the hills and far away. Then the dancing bear, he took my hand, and we hurried away through the twilight land. 'Twas fiddle-dee-dum and fiddle-dee-dee when the dancing bear came back with me. Hope you had fun, got a little exercise. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a beautiful weekend, everyone. Good night.